So it's been a long time since I talked about the illustrious GameStop and all the evil ways that they control our mind and make us do things against our will. It's very serious. I did it for 11 years. Okay. I got married and divorced, and it was their fault. I promise you. I have the evidence in my phone right now, and I plan to release it in a future video. But right now, we're talking about something very devastating. GameStop is closing so many stores. And it doesn't make a lot of sense as to why. I know why, but do you know why? We're about to cover it right now. So like this. If you don't like this, I will fail. Do you want to see me fail? Don't comment your answer because I'll cry. Because I know how you guys are. You're bastards. All of you. All of you. But let's get into the sauce, okay? Because this is going to be crazy. It says right here, so GameStop Corporate won't even acknowledge store closings. They're slowly whittling everything down. So no one notices. Their idea is to completely stay out of the news cycle. Well, guess what? It says they couldn't be arsed to maybe just make a post saying thanks for your hard work over the years. It was a difficult decision, or just a token statement about the closings. It would require very little effort. Like, is there anything redeeming at all about this piece of shit company? At least on the corporate side, Godspeed to you folks who are staying with the company because, man, this place sucks. And I feel like it's a broken record at this point. It is 2025 now. I left in 2018. There are still people like, this place is terrible. This person says when they canned Game Informer, someone from the magazine tried to thank people on the official account and they got nuked. You can't even acknowledge it. Duck Swimmer says they do not care. All employees are disposable in the eyes of GameStop. If you haven't learned this yet, you may want to take those rose-tinted glasses off. GameStop arguably has never cared about their employees, but the last time I feel like they cared a little bit was when Paul Raines was the CEO. He would walk up to me every year at conference and be like, hey, Fort Payne, because I worked at Fort Payne for a short period of time, because he also had a company in Fort Payne, Alabama. So he'd always walk up to me and be like, Fort Payne, the CEO, okay? After he was gone, the CEOs, or the leadership, you would never even see them. They were like in back rooms drinking baby's blood. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they were definitely not on the floor talking to everybody. That's for damn sure. Delirious Beans said store closed. Glad I abandoned the ship. I had the plan to leave my store due to college originally, but then I got an awful coworker. She was horrible, constantly whining and not wanting to do her job or help customers in the slightest, to the point of ignoring and getting an attitude with them. Horribly rude to everyone, including managers. Racist, disrespectful, intrusive, and would talk about completely inappropriate topics when we told her to stop. To be fair, sounds a lot like Egg. When we spoke to my boss and the DM about it, they said she won't be there much longer. We'll take care of it. 2 months later, she was still there. Still sounds like Egg. And now the store is closed. I feel sad because I grew up with that store and I adore my regulars, but at the same time, good riddance to that management. And to be fair, it likely had nothing to do with the management at all, or the lady, or the DM, or the regional director. None of those people were involved. It was all about the list that corporate sent down on a 1 day's notice. Keep in mind, they'll give you a 1 day's notice when they're closing the store. Oh, by the way, your last day's Friday. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. It is absolutely insane. They don't care. You have to give a 2 weeks notice, right? Companies always tell you, you better give a 2 weeks notice. But they don't expect you to expect them to do anything for your ass. They'll fire you and kill your dog right in front of you. They don't care. They've never cared. And here it is, the giant list. And this is the biggest one I've ever seen by a mile. This is just January 2025, guys. This list is massive. Absolutely massive. And you can kind of tell that GameStop is trying to get out of the brick and mortar, the physical store business, and go directly online. Keep in mind, their stores have nothing to do with the actual stock price or investors. They've kind of learned they don't need this anymore. Like, they don't need these stores. They can just get free money from investors and kind of just mess around. The only thing they did was create an NFT marketplace that cost $80 million, and then they closed it in a couple of months. That is the only thing GameStop's done in the last 5 years. And people still throw $100,000 at it trying to get rich, right? So this is your store closure list. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. And this is just early January. And to be fair, this should have been their strategy all along. Once I noticed that the stock price exploded with zero operating profit, I'd have been like, yeah, dude, close all the stores. Cut the cord. Get rid of all of them. Because apparently people will just give you free money. Just kill it. Get rid of all these stores. You don't need these rents. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these stores. And you probably see one of your stores on here. I know I've had 10 people message me in the last day, and I don't even talk about GameStop anymore. And I still had 10 people message me about this. Bro, help. I'm like, dude, I can't help no more. I've done all I can do. I've done everything I can do. There's nothing left in my soul anymore. But I do think that the best strategy is to get rid of all the stores. The ones even in my hometown where I live currently, they're all gone. They're all gone. Even the main one that's in our busiest area is gone now because they're not profitable. They do not have any operating profit anymore. All they have in the stores are action figures and clothes. It's not a game store anymore. Close her down. Close it down. Maybe keep 4 of them in like giant cities as like a thank you to people. You know, kind of like Blockbuster did for years. Blockbuster had 1 store left that was like independently owned or something. Do something like that. And then just soak up free money from investors and just buy mansions. That's what all the executives are doing. They're just buying mansions right now. So that's your list right there. Freaking insanely huge list. Massive list. Hundreds and hundreds. Hundreds and hundreds. And keep in mind, GameStop Corporate's not letting anybody know. They're not going to let you know. You're going to get an email when you walk into work and get on to the GameStop operating system. I forget what it's called now. But at any rate, you're going to get an email. And it's going to say, your store is closing tomorrow. Eat our asses. Bye. Jump off a cliff. Make sure you guys share this, especially if your store was on the list. Comment down below if your store closed. Let me know. Let me know. Send me a message. It's time to go crazy, boys. It's time. We're here. I've listened to your feedback, and I've determined that we will only talk about GameStop from now on.